f8B was always a bit of a magical grade. Also for me, working at Beyond Hope in those early days, you know, I've been sponsored by Piranha and Matolis now for over 15 years. So at those early days, it was like when Piranha was just sort of growing in the States, they were sponsoring people like Chris Sharma, Fred Nicole, Dave Graham, and those guys were just like doing first ascents 8Bs, and like 8B was like the hardest grade. To come round in a full circle and for me to sort of think that I could achieve that, it's been awesome. So we were planning a trip to Magic Wood in April. The forecast was looking awful, and one of my friends who was supposed to be going away with, he had a really bad ear infection, and the doctor told him that he couldn't fly. So we got a doctor's note to say that, you know, he wasn't able to fly, so we basically just cancelled the trip. So we didn't go. So we ended up thinking, well, we need to go somewhere. And yeah, we just had a few days bouldering in the cave. We were having a joke calling it Magic Wales. And there's a few 8Bs, there's some really long ones, and then there's a sort of couple of shorter ones. And there was Louis Armstrong to the right, and then this Derniere Atrocity on the left. And some friends of mine were trying that one on the right, and that was a bit wet, so I thought I'll try this one on the left, and I could do this first move. So then it was just sort of having the fitness to link it all together. I think we had a few more sessions going down and trying it once a week on my day off, just driving over for the day, and then sort of thinking, right, I need to sort of focus on this, knuckle down and get it done. I could do all the moves, I know what I needed to do. Yeah, I played around with a few different types of training ideas, trying to work out my top end power endurance. I needed to be able to do a hard 7C when I was a bit tired and when my core was gone, and I just needed that sort of more top end power endurance. There was no stopping and shaking or anything like that. It was just quite continuous, about 15 moves, so it is relatively long for a boulder prod, and that seemed to work. And yeah, and then we went back, and I think I had 3 or 4 sessions, and then did it earlier than I thought. I thought I was going to have to wait till September or October when it got a bit cooler. Welcome to the Matolis Training Zone. The fingerboard routine I want to share with you today is a routine that I used a lot to kind of help with my power endurance training for long boulder problems and sport climbs. It's a great routine if you haven't got hours and hours to carry on training. If you've just got a 20-minute window after you've warmed up to just bang out the session and feel like you've had a really good workout. It can be used on all the different training aids, the fingerboards and also the rock rings. So it's a great way of really tiring yourself out and reaping the rewards from it. Basically, you do 10 pull-ups, and then however long that takes you, and then you rest for a minute, and then you do it 10 pull-ups again, rest for a minute, and you repeat, and you basically do 10 sets. So it's quite hardcore, but you can scale it down, and you can scale it to whatever level that you're at. For example, you could do 5 pull-ups, minute rest, 5 pull-ups. So that's the key thing. It's a great way of just a short way of tiring yourself out, and it can be also used on a variety of the grips. So you don't necessarily have to do it on the jugs. You can do it on the finger edges, the pockets, or anything that's on the fingerboard. So it's a great routine.